Oh, yes, it's that Friday feeling. Yes, it is. Don't worry about this. I've got a bit of a cold. It's all good. What is going on? Enough of that business. Yes, we're okay. Well, I'm not. I've got a cold and I feel like I've got a cold. It's that man flu again. It's always the worst type. It really is. Anyway, what are we doing today? Yes, we're doing the boat. Yes, we're continuing to do the boat. I want to cover it. I want to seal it so they can go back indoors and I can start doing the fiddly bits. I've sanded like nobody's business. I really have. It's, just when you think it's the right shape, you go, no, it's a bit more sand. You sand. And trouble is the dust, the balsa dust gets everywhere. It really does. I mean, I've got to go and get the little hoover that's got the little brushy thing and go around everything and suck it clean, as to say. So anyway, we're using Eze-Kote today. We're going to use this bad boy, and then we're going to use some lightweight carbon. What's it called? Super lightweight glass fibre laminating fabric. There you go. It's rather thin. There we go. There we go. It's rather sexy, if you ask me. Oh yes, we got the IFO cam again. Yes, as I get my glasses right. We've got the IFO cam because obviously we're looking at the boat cam and the IFO cam. So I can tell you what's going on. So we don't end up with that sinking feeling with the boat. Stop that. Yes, it's the Lemsip. It really is. Right, so we're going to be Eze-Kote. Now the first things first is I need to get a cup that's a bit dirty. It's my Bachelor Britain little cup. Now it's basically an ornament. Alright, it's nice and clean. Yes, it's ready to have a cup of tea out of actually, but it's water-based. It's okay. This is water-based, so we can do it. So what we're going to do at the moment, so basically we need to coat this. We need to seal it with this stuff. So I don't know if it needs a shake. It doesn't say it needs a shake, but we'll shake, rattle and roll anyway. Yeah, so sanding. Sand all day, all night long. And the funny thing is because it's balsa and bits and pieces, if you bash it, it's got a dent, it means more filling and then more sanding. But it's okay. I think it's come to it now that, you know, this boat is not going to be pristine. It's not going to be kind of the boat that you'd have on display, you know, in a cabinet, in a museum. That has to be perfect. This has seen a tour of duty. Yes, it has. Right, so let's undo the cap. And let's pour some in. It's very globule. I'm going to go too mad, because this has to be done. We need to seal it first. And then let's put that there. We need to seal it first, and then we'll coat it with the doodah. So, you know, it's just now you've got to be careful not to globule it when you're doing it. So you need to do it evenly. Never done this before, so it's going to be exciting for us. So let's make sure that you can see in the overhead cams. I think you can. There's not overhead cam today. It's more of a kind of a side cam. So, just going to brush it just like you would painting anything else. Just nice long strokes. Evening it out, make sure you're getting it everywhere. Presumably. I mean, this is all sort of like, I've never done this before, let's give it a go. So, but it's just like painting, I suppose, like you'd paint anything else. But it's going to seal it. It's going to seal it because if you put the cloth on and then you know, wet the cloth, as you'll see later on, the bolt is just going to suck it all in, and then the cloth's not going to really adhere properly. I mean, this is a good time as well to see if everything is look at that. Yeah, I've had to put a second one on that front one because that just sucked it in. So, you know, make sure you get out. There's no kind of wet spots, if that makes sense. That probably doesn't make sense. This is probably the wrong thing, wet spots, isn't it? Pools, there you go. Pools of stuff. Pools of Eze-Kote. That's what you don't want. You want it nice and even. Now this does dry in about 20 to 30 minutes. So obviously we're not going to sit here and, you know, let it dry. We want to watch paint dry. Maybe I'll make this a different video. Headline: watch paint dry. It's not really a paint. It's more like a, in fact it says it on here. Let's do this, what it says it. Give you a bit of information. It's more like water-based. It's a water-based resin. Water-based, that's the word I was looking for. Resin, sorry about that. Water-based resin. So it's, you know, I'll show you something in a minute as well, what I needed to do and what I didn't do. But we can cover, you know, we can chat. We can chat while we do. But you can see that, see what's going on. I'm going to not bore you. Well, try not to anyway. But I'm not going to not going to make you watch me do the whole side. But you've seen that anyway. You can see in the other cam, in the front cam, that it's all sort of like coated and sealed. So let me finish this, and then we come back. Alrighty, so we are back with the overhead cam. Yes, and it's basically dry. The front actually feels a bit tacky still, so I might have to leave that a bit longer, which is most annoying. But that's okay. But afterwards, you say you've got this. I've got this. This is great. It's got all the grits. It's like a little pack that you can get from an online retailer, as we all know. And in there it says use 400 grit. Just to rub over it and sort of key it. I suppose you give it a key. Not a key to the door to your house, of course, but a key so it sticks. And then after that, I need to put this lovely, sexy cloth over here. So if I move all this out of the way a second, because it's all in the way. Just want to show you what we're going to do. Oh, now you've got to be careful because this snag's really easy. It's like running in someone's nylon stockings. It's very easy to pull. Not that I wear them. Maybe at weekends. No! Don't start that sort of harassment. Right, so how do I do it? The trouble is, I could bring it round. You can see on the overhead cam. I could bring it round here, maybe. So I don't know whether to do it in one big hit. Or not, or two sides. Maybe I should do a side at the time. You can see that, because it's going to be quite hard to, mind you, that seems to be sitting okay. I mean, I think by the time it got up to here I would have a problem, because it needs to, the way it is, the way it's sort of curvating, that's not really a word, is it? Curvation? I don't know, something big with C, sounds like curve. So what I could do, I was thinking, anyway, because I had to think about this, I do think sometimes, yes I do. It's a bit close. I think we are out as far as we can. We're going to get about there. Is if I do half, he says, if I do half, because don't worry about if it goes over, because I'll show you what we do there. I do half up to the bow edge, name of that probably, and then do the rest of this, because I've got to do the back first of all on its own anyway. Then I can wait till that dries. And then do the other side the same, you know, and if it meets in the middle, if it needs some sort of fiberglass filler or something, then we can do that. But I'm not too worried about that edge, because I can, you know, it's all going to be good. It's sealed now anyway, so it's probably waterproof. And by the time I put all the paint on here or anything, but that would give that edge. I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to cut down that. So, also, I don't know if you noticed that I'd actually made this edge flat, like I said I was going to do, so that is all an edge flat. Whether it's kind of flat or everything else, it's not great. It's me, you know. So don't aim high. It's all good though, as long as you're enjoying yourself. It doesn't matter, and I really enjoy myself. So this is dry, but the big balsa at the end's a bit not dry. So I'm going to have to leave that a bit longer, and then I'm going to cut this down, and then we're going to come right back. Welcome back to the overhead cam. Yes. Right, okay. So what I didn't show you is I came back in here very secretly without telling you. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. This, I believe, is dry. How dry? I really don't know. And what kind of sandpaper should I use? I really don't know. I'm going to try it with this one, but what you can do with this, now it's dry, is you should be able to go across the edge, like so. You see that? And it literally, there's a bit of a gap in it. Might need a bit of harder sandpaper. I don't want to go too hard, but you need just to cut. There we go. Just cut the edge. I think it's just, I don't know why it's sticking on that bit there, but we'll use that 400 grit. Get off! There we go. That'll probably be. I'll have to get that with something. Oh, let's come off. And there you go. If I turn the boat to the side, you see that? Yes. I'll try it with this as well. Let's try with a bit of. Don't want to go too hard, but there you go. You can see that? You've got a perfect edge then. that's sealed all the way to that edge. I hope you can see this. I'm sure you can. If you can't, what's the matter with you? I'm kind of at the I'm kind of at my extreme in the hanger here. Hang on. So this I'll do that side. So do it like kind of right on the edge as you can, and it literally breaks away because of where it was sealed. And look at that, it's fantastic. How cool is that? And then we do the top. I mean, there's only, I'm not sure what grit this is, but you don't need to go full on grit, just as long as it's going across there, and then just pull it, because it would just break at the seam. Here we go. Look at that. There we go. Fantastic. How sexy is that? You know, and then just wow, loving that. Oh, loving that. And that's how simple that is. Now, how simple this is, I don't know. This is good. This could be hit miss, or maybe, or oh my god, what have I done? But that's okay. I make mistakes, so you don't have to. Right, here's one I cut earlier. So let's go to the cam. That's it. I see my lemsip is wearing off. The lemsip is wearing off. So, so if you can understand now, where are we on this? So, I've got to stop saying so. How many times can I say so? So, once I do it to that edge, and all the way to this edge, then I can just file that down. Yeah? You get me? Do you get what I'm saying? Right, so let's just bring the boat to the boat to the middle. Get us. Oh, yes. I'm a bit out of breath, excuse me. So, what I'm going to do is make sure you can see on the camera, and then I'm just going to slowly just go to the middle, to the edge. I'm not going to. Oh, try not to get any wrinkles in it, missus. Don't go too mad. I've noticed that it doesn't need it. We can always put more coats on afterwards. After all, after all, it is winter and you need a coat to put on. So we could give more coats afterwards. See, I should have signed it, shouldn't I? Dad's RC hanger under there, because you'd never seen it ever again. What I'm going to try not to do is get these wrinkles. I don't need wrinkles. I don't need Nora Batty's. If you don't know who Nora Batty is, then Google it. It was off an old program that I can't remember now what it was called. But Nora Batty. Anyway, so I'm just trying to even Stevens all the way, keeping that edge all the way to the edge. I'm going to do. I think what I'll do is I'll work my way up. Presumably it's a bit like using your heat gun. And I do that to the edge as well, because obviously we can cut that edge off again with sandpaper. And I will give it another coat after we sand off the edges. What we don't want is wrinkles. But it's like if you're doing material, let's do all the strokes the same way. If you're using material, then you know, on a plane, then you'll use a heat gun when you get rid of the wrinkles. So there you go. So this is going to be a bit interesting. So I'm going to do it up to the keel first. And I'm hoping that I can get on that edge of the keel, which it looks like it's going to. Just want to go across it. Oh, hello. My main thing is I do not want wrinkles. Otherwise those wrinkles would show. There we go. Just giving it a light brush to brush out. Giving it, make sure it's got a coat, but I'm also brushing out them wrinkles. See here, it's not tight. There we go. Push to the edge. Push to the edge. There we go. Kind of pushes it in, pushes all your wrinkles out, and keeps it tight on this edge here. That's it. Now I'm probably going a bit OTT with this brush. You could probably use a different brush. But I'm liking that. I'm liking it. I'm going to put a bit too much. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put my dehumidifier on. We will have to cut this out again in here. I forgot to talk about actually. I'm just going to go up to where they've made the hole for the rudder. That's it. There we go. Get in there. Get in there. So I'm going to probably just. I'm not going to worry too much about that keel on the top because I can. What's going on there? Is that where I forgot to rub something down? Was it? Okay, don't worry. This is when all the you know, you try and hide the crimes. You're hiding your crimes. So press into there afterwards because it kind of stretches it across. I know it's hard for you to see on camera probably. I won't know until I put it on the computer to see what I was doing. More wrinkles. No, there you go. There we go. All to the edge, yes ma'am. All to the edge, yes ma'am. All to the edge. As I say, this does dry within, you know, sort of 20-30 minutes with the dehumidifier on as well to make it sure that it's super dry. And don't forget, we got a stringer that goes across here. Anyway, so you know, I've got other glue that I can glue them on with. I'm just worried about this corner, this edge here. I don't want this. Push it in. That's it. I think it's going. If it's not, then we'll be able to sort of get that out. But yeah, there you go. You got the gist. There you go. That is lovely. Well, there you go. Basically, one boat, fiberglass. Now you can actually just see it now. I did the same process as I did with the back, which I sanded down the edges and it just peels away. So it ends up with like a, you know, an extra hair thing going on there. Ooh, hello. Yes. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now you can't really, it's really hard to show you, but you can see the bow. And it's basically, it's fiberglass. I'm going to sort of like sand it down just a little bit, get it in my spool. I'm going to leave it to harden for a little while, and then I'm going to give it another coat. But it's just exactly, I don't know, it just feels like fiberglass, or sort of. So there you can see the front of the bow. If you can see that, let's just try and focus that. That's all nice. And what I ended up doing there is I ended up using a knife and just cut down the middle on each side, then sand it, and then do the other side, and then do the same, cut it down there. Then what I can do, I'll just give that a light sand, repaint it, and then it's ready, ready for a paint, for whatever it's called. Primer. There you go. So all these edges are all lovely, as you can see. See if I can focus in the edges without wobbling the camera. Really impressed with that stuff. As they call it, Eze-Kote, and it is Eze-Kote. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It really brings up the bits and pieces that I might have just missed. I can rub them down. But it's so hard when you've got a balsa. I mean, I admire anyone that does balsa building, but when you've got a balsa this size and bits and pieces, it's kind of hard to see if there's any sort of like rough edges without obviously spraying it or something. Maybe I should have sprayed it with some undercoat, but it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. As I say, that the bow is not so tight as it would be. It is a bit smaller or a bit fatter on mine, but I'm quite happy with that. But I'm going to leave that to totally dry. And as I say, I'll sand it down, put another one on. But there you go. So I'm ready to then primer, and then the boat can be start taking shape, putting the finer details and bits and pieces of it. I will do bits and pieces, and then film it and show it rather than little bits and pieces. But we've got lots of electronics. There's a lot of electronics going in here. So it's going to be brilliant. It really is. So there you go, Eze-Kote, and you can use this on foam models. So any foam, you can put Eze-Kote on there. It's foam safe, it's water based, and it'll make all your foam a lot harder. How you would rub the edges down on that, I don't know. But I think once you've overlapped them or something, you'd be able to do that, because then you're rubbing down the fiberglass rather than the foam. So we might give that a go another day. Lots to do in the hangar, tons of stuff going on. Anyway, the weather is crap, but I hope it's great where you are, and I hope you can get out and fly. And if you can get out and fly, or RC cars, planes, quadcopters, you know, get it out, boy. Then get out there. Yes, I'm going to go off and have a lem sip now and have a lie down. So if you're going to get out there, be safe, keep safe, but most of all, have fun. Listen, thanks for popping by. I appreciate every one of you and every single second that you're sitting here watching me. Ta-la. I'll tell you what, son, I think the milk in this tea's a bit off. Sorry about that.